This is one of those flops, right? Want to get into check call?
Am I running this? What do you think?
It's tough, man. Half of me looks at the 10 bigs and my 15 and says just jam it, hoping to get called by a jack. It's not super wet, but I don't want to really see. There are a lot of bad turns. I don't hate a check jam though.
The only problem is, what do you think, Justin? Oh, 12 spin rather?
I'm thinking he's got 57 big blinds. It's like, are we gonna just take a shot here and not wait for a better opportunity, or because you're basically shoving and you're out if he's got a straight draw and hits it, I guess. Maybe we shouldn't be thinking that way though.
Yeah, I don't think we can bet. I mean, God, if the problem, that's the kind of problem, like, if I bet here and get 3-bet, is it 2 pair? Is it a made hand? Is it just a jack? That's kind of why I would probably check this too myself and then start betting turns and rivers. Would be most likely what I would do here.
Right.
I like what Deuterino said. I think it was Deuterino that said it about the check shove, but
The problem with check shove is, again, like, you're getting called by all the same shit.
yeah, that's true.
You knocked them off their second pairs and stuff like that.
True, but I don't know if second pairs are going to double a lot.
Right. No, you do check.
Shit card? I'll get the showdown right now, huh?
Yeah, I actually had this marked.
You check back?
I think I keep checking. Yeah.
You might go small on the river, maybe like 2 or 3 blinds.
Yeah, I was kind of feeling the same thing, like just try to get called by 2 pairs.
Yeah.
And stubborn jack that chance. I would probably, but then the thing is, if he comes over the top of that, do we fold?
Yeah, that'd be super gross. I feel like if he did come over the top, we'd probably have to.
I think so too.
And what does he have? 9-10 suited?
I mean, I just don't think any 2 pairs are ever going to raise. They're all going to flat. And they're also all going to check behind on the river. And so we get value from those hands. And I think the only thing coming over the top is probably the straight, unless they're just sickos.
I folded
I don't
top.
think there's 2-pair combos there, though. Because if he flopped 2 pair, he probably would have been betting flop.
Yeah.
Sure.
So we're looking
8, 9, 9, 10.
at Jack 9, 9, 10.
Ace 9, Ace 10, Ace 8.
Let me get here. This player limped. And this player's a 17-3.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think it's okay to bet super small on the river there. He's probably got a lot of garbage he may call you. If he's 17-3 and limping like that in LP, he's not a good player, I don't think.
So that would have been the miss on this hands the river.
Otherwise, I think it's fine, yeah.
Pretty strong.
Yeah, I
And
like
talking about even value too. So while that's important, especially over time, it's definitely a thin value bet.
I like the check down for sure though. A lot of people get aces and just want to bet, get it.
Call off and then wonder why the fuck they had their jack 10. What was it? But that's the problem. Like I was saying this, and I would rather never have pocket pairs, to be honest. I'm not saying I'm a losing player with aces, but I am saying that I always have top pair, can never improve, and can never fold. Right?
Play so
I have ace 4, I can make all sorts of magic happen with ace 4.
Yeah.
Or get away, like one or the other.
So this is from the heads-up battle that I lost the other day.
Cool. What is this? The limp?
Yeah. Who else here? Is it just 4 of us?
I think so.
Yeah, it looks like. Well, who's BD? It looks like there's 5 of us.
That's Brett. He usually can't get his mic working.
That's label guy, right?
No, that's I bluff you not.
Bluff you not. That's what it is. I knew it was one person.
So what do you think, dude?
What are we? 17. I think king high might be good enough to just check back and play. He's got 50 bigs in position. We're super short with a mediocre hand, out of position. I would probably just check back.
I would.
Twirl.
Yeah, I would flat here, and maybe I just want to see if this logic makes sense. He's got such a big stack, he should be raising me. And if he's not raising me, I think he's trying to hide a strong hand.
I would say the opposite. I think he's probably holding shitty hands, and so I'm just gonna raise.
Okay.
And see how often I can get it through, and you do it twice, he'll never limp on you again, and then you can just play accordingly. But
Right.
I don't hate limping against a player who's not been limping a lot. You know what I mean? But if this guy's gonna play passive, I'm gonna
I think
let pass over until he tells me he doesn't want to be run over anymore.
Yeah, depends a lot on what he's been doing, probably too.
Yeah, absolutely. If he's been raising like crazy and then limps, I might limp back.
So I go straight 3x and I get called.
Ooh.
So that was second pair. No kicker.
Yep. I think they're just cool.
What do you think, dude?
Probably raising a lot of his aces. I don't think we get called, but much worse here. Probably raising his pocket pairs. I would probably check and try to get two streets. Maybe let him catch up a little bit. If he did limp an ace, we're not bloating the pot. We're super short. I would probably check and try to get some value on the later streets.
What do you think?
Not a whole lot to fear out there. It's pretty dry board for the most part.
What do you think, Twirl?
Before I heard dude's rationale, I was gonna bet here. I was gonna put a small bet in and see if I could get him to follow along. But I think his rationale is a lot better than mine.
See, in my mind, we're still. I think I do end up betting here, but I think a check is better because we're still just in a heads-up pot. It doesn't matter if we're heads up for a tournament or if we're raised from under the gun with 9 players or whatever. We're still looking at second pair, no kicker.
I think it comes down to this: are you raising as a bluff for value?
Right. I believe at the time I thought I was raising or betting for value.
What
I
worse
think
is
a
calling?
check is better. Yeah.
Nothing worse is calling, then it's better to check.
Right. We do get it through, which is bad, kind of.
Because we also get it when we check a lot, especially heads up. A lot of times they're just going to bet blindly, just because to check the flop.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
get the bluff,
Right. All right. So we get limped into. Dude, Reno, what do you think?
That deep, I'm probably just checking.
Yeah.
I don't see a whole lot of merit to popping it with a mediocre ace out of position, super deep. I'm probably just checking and playing post flop.
Twirl?
Yeah, I would have flatted this.
Did you fix this leak, Wisco? This is your spot. You always ice it.
I know. But this guy's a special case, though. This guy's a 73-11.
Oh wow.
I mean, what's his fold to see bet? Because you know you're gonna ISO this. You know he's gonna call. So the question is he calling C bets or not?
47% fold to C bet.
Yeah, close.
And this guy's he's a special case. He's down a lot.
Yeah, but the thing is, he has position on you and can just outplay you because he's got position on you.
Right.
If we're like 15, 20 bigs deep and somebody limps on me like that, I'm just gonna jam it. But this deep, I think it's appropriate to just check. Is this your shark scope HUD?
Yeah.
Can you click on what you brought up a second ago, the little pop out thing with the graph? That's pretty cool, man. Recently seen. It's got their graphs, average buy-in. I like that.
They're recently seen or resets like all the freaking time though.
So those are hands he's recently showed down?
Right. So I don't know if that'd be in this tournament or if it was just the last ones I've seen of his.
That's pretty cool, man. I dig that.
But yeah, this dude's really loose. Very volatile player.
I'm always looking at new software that can improve my edge or take me up a notch, and that Shark Scope is something I've been looking at, and I was kind of curious about their HUD. And,
well, if you are shark scoping a lot of people, yeah, it's good, but
yeah,
a lot of players don't shark scope anybody, so it's not.
And the question is, should they, right?
Well,
I'm guilty of never, so I'm kind of playing devil's advocate here.
Well, I see Drew shark scoping the shit out of all his opponents.
Yeah, I think that would be the ideal way to do it.
It's a lot easier for him, but if you don't shark scope anybody, then...
Right. I usually do, but only when I get deep at final tables, because I only have the 5 free. But if I had unlimited, it's a pain, I guess. But I mean, it's like, it's there. It takes 3 seconds. It should probably do everybody, ideally.
You should. I mean, you can learn a lot of stupid information, right? If you're in a $50 buy and you see guys average buy-in is $5, you know it's Saturday.
Sure. Like I was in a final table recently, and there's this guy just ham going aggro, and I was like, this guy's, he's trash. Look at his stats. But I looked him up, and he was a fucking high stakes, mid to high stakes crusher. He's dominating.
He's just abusing everybody because he's not good host.
Yeah. So that was
awesome
information to have.
Kind of goes into that. Like, if you just watch Six's opening ranges, you'd be like, Jesus Christ, this guy's just fucking spaz. But the truth is he owns everybody post flop, so he opens wider because he wants to play more bots.
Right.
So in general, this is a check.
Yeah, I was
getting.
Yeah.
Oh, that's big. Well, yeah.
But it's okay out of position. I wouldn't be bigger.
Right.
It's kind of chunky.
No.
And this, what buy-in is this? This is probably
$5.
Yeah, I mean, people don't like to fold.
This is an $11 1K.
Oh, sorry, the last one's a $5.
All right, so now we got a kind of damp flop. What do you think, Deuterino?
Yeah, this is the kind of spot it puts you in, raising out of position with a mediocre hand. All you can do here is, bet, and rep a strong hand, try to get him to fold on a super wet board, which I don't think is what we should do. I would check, give up at this point.
Yeah.
We don't have a spade. Our backdoor draws.
I mean, I would say since we're in this spot, maybe we fire a little one and done and hope we can get ourselves out of this spot cheap. But I wouldn't be going barrel, that's for sure.
Yeah, I might do a 60.
But the problem is, it really sucks when you bet small here and there's a queen or the king on the turn. You're like, oh shit, now I have a bluff card at half the barrel. And then it's a club on the river and you're like, oh shit, now I'm in a spot where I shouldn't be here and I'm tripling because it made sense, but it sucks. I could have just checked.
Yeah, with that board, how wet it is, I would probably bet 66 to 70% and just, give up after that.
Yeah. So I'd go 4-6 into 9-8.
He's probably going to float you a lot for a small bet, but a bigger size bet might convince him to go away.
I see that. What happened? I missed it.
Looks like he folded, I think.
Yeah, he folded.
We c-bet 4-6 into 9-8 and took it down. Seeing how this is ordered. You know what's going on?
So do you have Poker Tracker as well, or do you just use this?
This is all I have.
Okay.
And then you've seen him post hands in like the toe hand history room, right? Where he uses the upswing to
Yeah.
post his marked hands.
Yeah, none of those converters work with my hands.
You can't use this on Bet Online though, right?
No, I don't believe so.
No, it does not work on Bet Online.
Bet Online, you need Poker Tracker and the add-on.
Yeah, I use Drive HUD. That's able to do it natively.
Yeah.
It does intertops too.
You know what? I'm doing them all from big blind. That's what's going on. That's why everything's out of position. Do we want to do more in position?
I mean, as long as we're looking at spots, right?
Do you want to do more in position, dude? What do you think?
Oh, it's whatever you feel like going over, man. I'm cool to review anything.
Yeah, this is.
Buttons, maybe.
That's the good thing about this group is like we can all improve everywhere. So let's roll this bitch.
No doubt, no doubt.
I was talking with my other study group earlier today. I was like, fucking Pav won third in the main for 53,000, and Ben CB had a 30,000 weekend.
Yeah.
Well, and actually it was Matt.
I was fortunate enough.
These guys I'm like, are we studying something wrong? How do they do this? And I was explaining, it's not that we're studying something wrong, it's that they're just better.
Well, Pav fired 5 bullets and Ben CB fired 3. You know, in those tournaments. I was fortunate enough to be on Twitch to watch both of those. Ben's heads up and Pav's deep run. Man, it was awesome.
How much
to
bullets
watch.
did Pav run?
He said 5 in the
bullets?
450. Yep.
Ah, damn.
You know what?
Worth it in the end.
450.
Yeah. And the 2100 bounty that Ben CB cashed in for second, I think he fired 3.
Wow.
That's my problem. I never do that, man. Like, I fire 2 and 3 bullets at some things. I fired 3 bullets at the online bracelet event last year and the year before. But I don't do that much.
Yeah. I just don't have the roll to fire bullets like that and anything other than a 5 or a 10.
And I kind of do, but then I'm like, fuck, man. Like, if I lost 3 bullets as fast, maybe it's just not meant to be this weekend.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, you're already, you can, from what Ben CB says, as long as you have an edge, you can, as long as you think you have an edge, you can rebuy in, with 5, 10 big blinds. But I feel like most of the time, I'm so far behind that, I'm going to have to catch a hot streak of sunshine up my ass to,
Yeah, I feel the same way.
to make a run.
Below 20,
Yeah, I never buy them below 20. But the same
Yeah,
as
I think that's a good cutoff.
Like, I don't play hypers either because I just don't want to sit and play push fold all day.
Yeah, that 21 AK hyper is like super. I'm such a loser at that game, but I play it like once a week on Friday nights just for fun. But I should probably cut it out altogether because it's just a crapshoot.
Yeah. Like, I don't mind playing short stack. It's actually one of the stronger parts of my game, but
there's so much variance in it.
Yeah, there's so much variance in it.
Flipping
you don't want
over and over
to
again.
play short stack against big stacks.
Yeah, that's true too. Then you're just at his features advantage, right? And if it's a big buy-in one, then you're at a disadvantage of players who are better in general.
Right. Does anyone hate this C-bet?
Open me?
This open, rather? My bad.
Standing.
Yeah.
Any ace on the
Absolutely.
button.
So interesting spot. We do get 2 or both blinds to call. You get checked back to. Frickin' wet ass board.
Hell yeah.
What do you think, dude?
I mean, we have a strong range on the button. They have weak range, flatting. It's a weak ace. I don't mind a bet. We can get value from hearts. We can get value from kings. An 8 will probably even come along. Get value from 10 jack. There are some worse aces that would call. And if we get check raised, it's a weak ace. It's okay to give up, I think. Maybe call 1 and give up turn. I might just standard C-bet like 30 to 40%. 30 on the low end, probably 30, 33.
What do you think, Paul?
So, normally my thinking is I would do a standard C bet just under half the pot, but I also I realized this during the game the other day when I was trying to think about what I would say if I was reanalyzing it later, and I realized it depends on how much I've been C betting prior to this. So if it's a game where I've done a number of C bets and I'm just getting to this hand, I might check here. I mean, I'd be more likely to check here. But if not, if I haven't really been doing a ton of C betting, then I'd probably C bet for sure here, even though it's so wet. Does that make
I think in general, and there is, we have weak kicker, so this can be a part of our check back range. That's a strong part of our check back range. But I think in general, I'm betting out here 2/3, putting 5 bigs in here, something like that. What do you think, Joel?
I have 2 comments. One, I think it's awesome that Twirl is thinking about what he would say in this group if he was looking at this hand later. I think that's a big step in the direction of getting better.
Oh, thanks.
Which I think is awesome. And 2, I'm checking this for sure. I think we need to protect our checking range. I don't want to get check raised off by a flush draw. There's a handful of better aces. And if it checks around, now I know I can turn bet river. I hate when I see bet this and it comes queen, jack, 10, heart on the turn, and then double barreling and hoping to get it. What's the plan for later streets? I think we end up in super awkward spots when we see bet this one.
Right. But we do, and we end up taking it down.
That just means they didn't have anything, and we're getting it down anyway.
Yeah.
So I knocked their potential bluffs off on later streets.
That, and you end up in an awkward position when you do the call.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things like, I've been telling you for a while, when you have a hand that's vulnerable on a flop like that, we should be betting big, right? It's something we've talked about before.
Mm-hmm.
But we want to do that with the top of our range where we're betting big because we have a big, strong value hand and it's vulnerable. When we have like one of those medium strength hands, we should be checking back for sure.
Yeah.
Protects our checking range too, so it's good.
What do you guys think of this spot, dude?
Did under the gun raise to 2.8? Is that what it says? I would check his EP, RFI, his raise EP, 11%.
11.
Pretty standard. I would then check his fold to 3-bet, 50%. Pretty standard too. I would probably 3-bet this or just let it go. I would probably lean towards 3-bet, folding it. Ace Queen, I would probably flat, but Ace Jack, I think it's a good hand to 3-bet fold. I don't want to flat and flop an ace and get strung along and end up with the worst kicker. I think 3-betted 10, 11.
Yeah. What do you think, Twirl?
I'd be looking at his VPIP and RFR and looking at what I see. I may not be interpreting this correctly, but I would think he's relatively tight, so I'd just be flatting here and see what happens on the flop and reevaluate.
Well, I think that this hand is, like, if we have like Ace Jack suited here, even like Ace 3 suited, I think it might be a great limp, a great call behind. But with this hand, I really don't mind junking it, I guess, if I get 4-bet.
That's cool.
What do you think, Toll?
Snap 3-bet, not even thinking twice, folding off 4-bet.
Yeah. So we go to 10. What do you want to go to there, Deuterino?
Yeah, 10, 11. I think both. Anything between 10 and 11.5 is probably pretty good.
Oh, wow.
The good thing is even though he's tight, he still has hands that we're going to make super uncomfortable. on the flop. Even like in a hand like Ace King, he's gonna have to face our C bet versus he's got Ace King comes on Queen High and he C bets. Now we just fold, right? Versus this is where we get initiative against those types of hands.
Right.
Pocket nines on a board we can make super. Maybe not this one. It's the flop and I see pocket nines, but you know we can get scared.
King Queen especially. It seems like
Everyone,
it's just so easy to bet off of so many boards.
Ace 10 and King Queen, the two most overplayed hands of poker.
So these guys both check to me. What do you think, Deuterino?
I think I like to check this. I don't want to get check raised. It's sick. We're super deep. Not a lot to fear on the turn. Let them try lead river if they want to, start betting weaker aces or just their garbage. I don't think we get called by a lot worse, except for weaker aces. Maybe kings or queens will come along for one street. I think checking is probably our best option. Try to get some value on the turn and river.
What do you think, 12?
Honestly, I would have c-bet prior to listening to Deuterino's explanation. Now I like the idea of checking it.
Yeah, I think I like the check too. I think I did end up c-betting this primarily because I have two opponents. And I always feel like when I have two opponents, they're going to catch up. But in reality, it just doubles the chance that they'll start bluffing at me. What do you think, Phil?
I'm with the dude, man.
If it was like ace 8-9 with two clubs,
Betting all day, bet huge.
yeah. If it was like super wet, draw heavy, I like betting big. But a lot worse can call you. You're denying some equity, forcing the draws to pay extra, give them a bad price. But on something like this, yeah, for sure check.
I also think most people are going to bet aces on their own just because they see an ace and they bet. And so it's not like we're going to lose value a lot of the time from that hand by checking. They're going to bet for us, and we get to get those streets. This is about getting value from everything else. Right?
Well, tough donk AA. I'd say he's top 20-30% players on the site.
Yeah, he's been around for years since I used to be on the site.
So yeah, I mean he's probably. I would say that he's not donking often. But I do bet it out and take it down. But yeah, I like leaving bluffs in. Especially since Tough Donk might have like 10-10 in his range even.
I think 10's always floating you for one. I think any pair is floating you for one. But what you don't let him do is bluff king queen on the turn.
Right.
Or even hit a king or a queen on the turn and think he's betting for value. You know what I mean? Or calling for value.
All right, so we got second pair. What do you think, Deuterino?
Jack 7-3 with pocket nines, 50% fold to c-bet. I think I am betting for value and protection too. Sizing, probably want to go 40 big Steve. Maybe on the chunkier side to try to get your ace 10s, king 10s, king queens to fold. Probably 60-70%. Maybe 3.5.
So Deuterino's betting chunky. Well, what do you think?
Definitely continuation betting. I'm gonna stick with just under 2.5, mostly because I'm not really clear on the proper way to size certain situations. So I generally tend to bet the same until I feel like I'm in the swing of things in this particular game. At least I think I do. I haven't really looked at my data to see if I'm actually following through on that. But I'd probably be doing about half the pot here, maybe just under.
Yeah, I ended up checking this because I'm right under top pair. That's kind of my logic to it. But I can definitely see the bet. What do you think, Toe?
think we have a heart, which is a good thing. So we're not going to get check raised by heart draws as often. I'm probably c betting only because like every turn and river are going to be shitty, and I don't really want to check call random turn. So I'm going to bet now and kind of reevaluate.
Yeah.
I don't hate a check. I really don't. I think I'm betting just because I don't want to have to deal with turns.
You like going on the small side or the big side?
I guess chunky sound seems to make sense. And in response to kind of Twirl's comment is basically we got to see what we're, it depends on what your goal in betting is. If we're trying to get people to fold, and you kind of want to go bigger most of the time. And so here, like I really want to discourage a 7 or 8-10 or 9-10 to float me. So that's why I'm going to bet big. When I bet half pot or just under, all those gut shots and shit are going to come along, and I really want to make them, pucker.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we go big here with 9s and queens and kings and ace jack.
Yep.
Maybe if I had 7s or 3s, maybe go a little under half pot to keep some hands in.
Get a set?
Yeah. Are you still like going big with a set?
Set of 3s for sure. There's so many draws. Set of 7s, I'm kind of tossed up on.
Yeah, there's still a lot of draws out there.
So I still might go chunky. I err on the side of chunky.
Yeah, because I mean, then again, you always fall back on if they have something that's going to call small, they're probably going to call big. Might as well get the value while you can. Yeah.
So on down to third pair, pot's 5.3. He bets 2-7 into it. What do you think, dude?
Yeah, see, now we're just in a weird spot, but I don't think I'm folding for that. We've got 8's good for us. We probably still have the best hand a decent majority of the time. I think I'm going to call this for sure.
What do you think, Squirrel?
2.7. We got 41. Yeah, I'd like the idea of calling here. I'd be honest with you, if I was in the game, though, I probably would have folded. But I like the idea of calling this.
Yeah, we are down to third pair. But that's kind of what we expected, playing pot control, I guess, with 9-9 in a lot of ways. And we do have some long shot outs. So as played, I think I like the float. What do you think, Toe?
Yeah, I think we have to because we check the flop and we open the door for him to bluff us.
Yeah, just
we have a hand strong enough to call. Yeah.
I think to fold here just make it really easy on our villain a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Ouch.
So he checks. I think that's a big bailout. We can just check here, right? What do you think, Deuterino?
Yeah. I would check back for sure. I don't think a whole lot worse is calling us. Definitely don't want to get check raised. I would probably just check and realize my equity and hopefully take it down against, whatever he was betting. There's a good chance he could have a 10. So, yeah, I think checking is probably our best option here.
What do you think, Squirrel?
I think this is one of my biggest leaks because I'd probably bet here.
Yeah.
As a bluff or for value?
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm not.
I think if we're betting here, we're betting as a bluff. We have one pair, which is fourth pair. Right?
Yeah, because as I think about it, what is he going to call me with that's going to lose?
Right.
That's you have to bluff for.
Then you ask yourself, if I can't get worse to call, can I get better to fold?
Yeah.
Actually,
So basically, can you get a 10 to fold? Because that's the only thing better, potentially. Yeah.
Right. So
my first instinct is to, God, I'm so tossed up. Like, my first instinct is to plow the shit out of this just because he checked and I think I can get a 10 to fold. At the same time, I do think we have some showdown value. So I'm kind of tossed. I think Indiana probably bombing it, thinking I'm getting a 10 to fold, but.
Yeah, I don't hate that now that I look at it. You know, we've got ace king in our range that, you know, check and then calls.
We have a queen X hands, a lot of queen X hands, float that. We have all the 2 pairs. I don't think he checks back 2 pair. He definitely doesn't check back a straight.
Yeah, that's super weak to bet turn and check river.
Yeah. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, a ton of my game, a ton of the chips I earn is just floating shit to see if you check. And that's not necessarily what I was doing here, but that's what happened, and now I see check and I just frog my shouts. Immediately, it's like juggling. You want to get value from me, fucking bet flop, check turn. And I will bounce every time.
Yeah, through eight.
You have the jack.
So we check.
Yeah, I don't think checking back is a bad thing. I don't know if we get a jack to fold, but we certainly get it to pucker like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
I don't know if we get a jack to fold. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say we do.
Yeah, that's not one of the hands we're targeting.
But I do think I make that particular hand super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. If we throw 8 out there, 8 into
10.6, yeah. That's a mean bet.
That's a mean bet, right? And if I would have bet flop, so I would bet flop, check turn, and then probably bomb river.
Yeah, if we throw 8 out into a total pot, which it's going to be 18.6 now, we only have to make that work 43% of the time. So I think that's a profitable bet for sure. I think that's how it works. You do 8 divided by the total pot. Yeah.
I just wonder if I see bet flop, check turn, and then bomb the ever living fuck out of the river, if I can get jack 8 to fold. I feel like if this guy is any kind of good, yes. And if this guy is not good, then it's a question mark.
Yeah. And this guy's not good. He's a 40-14. I don't know what
generally in the smaller buy-in tournaments, you shouldn't be trying to get top pair to fold because it's just don't.
It is a 770 here, I believe. Easy C-bet or easy
Easy open.
open?
Yep.
What do you think, Dude Reno?
Yeah, it's kind of a similar spot to our ace-7 we opened, and we hit the ace. We've got a weak top pair. Board's not super scary. Probably okay to throw in our check back range. Maybe get some worse hands to bet at us on the turn. Yeah, I don't hate checking back. They're probably going to float us with their high cards if we bet. King, ace, not great turns for us. It gives us some straight draw capabilities, but I think Jack 10's good to check back here.
What do you think, Twirl?
Yeah, I definitely would have c-bet this. I'm rethinking that now, but I would usually c-bet this just under half the pot.
Yeah, I'm guessing I c-bet out small here. My loss to c-betting a lot of these is I know that the draws aren't in yet, because this is a board where there's no straight or flush at this point.
So you're betting to get worse to call?
Ideally, yeah, I get draws to call, potentially.
I mean,
because a lot of your villains are gonna raise draws, right? And then when you have a hand like Jack 10, it gets super awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
I agree this should be in a check back range, and it's very similar to the ace 7 hand. Generally speaking, there's always exceptions to every rule, but generally speaking, if your kicker's jacking under, you should be checking back. This kicker being a 10, that would fall into that category.
Yeah. So we bet media actually, and we take it down. Vice check. Whew. So vice check checks it back to me. What do you think, Deuterino?
What position are we in? I didn't see where we started at.
We're on the button. Vice check.
Okay, gotcha.
Small blind.
Let's see. She's sticky on the flop. I don't mind c-betting this. We've got a stronger range than her. We don't have a pair. We've got good draws, backdoor flush, backdoor straight. I don't mind going like a little under half pot or a little over half pot.
How do we feel about if we do get check raised here?
I think we'd probably let it go if we get check raised.
What do you think, Coral?
Same, I would bet just under half, and if I got raised, I'd just get away from it.
Yeah, we missed it pretty bad. I feel the same way you guys do. What do you think, Toe?
Yeah, I would bet. Or go from there.
Just go camping, fuck it.
Fuck it, go camping.
Well, that's...
Just a bit close to half. We do get check raised.
That bitch.
Yeah, if she's doing that, I would assume she's got queen or better.
Yeah.
Or a really good draw.
I don't know how else to play this hand, though, really, because we just missed so bad. I mean,
I
what are we checking back for, though?
Yeah,
Good
I
job.
think it's played fine.
Yeah, it's a dry enough board, but it's fine. Old coach of mine once said, sometimes you just fucking have it.
Yeah.
So we're going up against the small blind again. What do you think, dude?
It's a tricky one. Most of the time, I think we want to be betting our paired boards, especially when we have a huge range advantage, button versus small blind. You can have a lot of stuff that missed this flop, just gives up and folds. So I probably wouldn't mind going 30, probably on the smaller side, just standard 40%. Just fold out all his garbage, deny the equity to the 7-8, the 9-10, all his trash.
What do you think, Coral?
Yeah, I'd be betting again, or continue it. I guess c-betting since we raised, right? Or did we just call?
I think we opened from the button on this one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks.
we open small from the button,
Yeah, I would c-bet about, again, just under a half. Probably about 40%, 45 tops.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Ace high is usually not a very good bluff catcher, and that's all we're doing here with it. The event that we do check. So I'd say, yeah, go ahead and bet. What do you think, Toe?
Yep.
Bet 2-2 into 5-2, you get the fold.
Nice.
So we're on the button with one limper. We have 10-9 off. What do you think, dude?
We have a 20 big rejam stack in the small blind. I don't think 9-10 is strong enough to ISO raise. If you want to get aggressive, you probably could. I would prefer it to be suited if I ISO raised it. I think limping behind's fine. I think just folding it's fine. I would probably lean more towards just limping behind. We've got position. If the small blind jams or the big blind, comes over the top, we can easily let it go. I I like limping behind and taking advantage of our position.
What do you think, Squirrel?
I would just flat it and see what happens on the flop. I like being in this position and seeing what I can always get away from it if it gets raised.
So I think my logic here was with my offsuit paint, I've been betting these spots a lot. Well, even with my suited stuff more so lately with the single limper. So this is barely missing that range. So I think this is kind of a stretch raise here. What do you think, Toe?
I kind of agree that all three options are okay. I can't help myself. I just isolate them. Fuck limpers. But I do think limping behind is cool. I do kind of agree that suited is better. But fuck this thing. I kind of like having the initiative so that I can, ISO here, c-bet flop, and have him just fold. So.
Yeah, I mean, the guy has bum in his name, and he's a 46-22, so.
Yeah, you're definitely deep enough to make a move like that, too.
Yeah, so I'm okay with all options.
Well, so if he's raising that high, 42 or 22, well, it's only 141 hands. But if he's actually raising that high of a percentage of hands, he gets pretty shitty hands between 22 and 46,
Look at his 3-bet number.
3-bet 0, yeah.
He's the wrong kind of aggressive, basically.
So we go to 3-2. Get the big blind to come along and the initial raiser. So our rejammer did fold, which makes this deep stack poker, right? So check, we have second pair. What do you think, dude?
I think it's not too far off, but anytime I ISO like that, at this stack depth, I go at least 3.5, but 3.2 is probably okay. We've got second pair, super wet board, fold c-bet 47, fold c-bet 89. I think we've got enough of a range advantage to probably pop it like 6.5, 7.
Cool.
Deny equity to the ace highs, get them out of there. Charge draws. We've got a fair amount of good turn cards. 6, 9, 10, 8 that aren't spades. Even then, if a spade comes, I wouldn't feel horrible about barreling it. Majority of the time, they're not going to have to flush, so we can represent it. So that's probably what I'd do. I'd go 60 to 70%, I think.
What do you think, Twirl?
Yeah, actually, I'm shocked. I came up with the same number. I was going to do 6 to 7 big blinds here.
I mean, if we check, we face a turn bet, I don't want to be check calling. I'd rather take the initiative and lead.
So I can tell by my cheater bar that I checked here. And I'm guessing my logic is I didn't want to get check raised. I thought I was fairly strong with second pair. What do you think, Toe?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I think we get check raised here a lot. I think there's a lot of turns I think there's a lot of hands that float us that there's a lot of hands that float us. I think there's a lot of turn cards that make it awkward and we're not quite sure how to continue. I'm definitely checking this back. And we have kicker problems with our second pair. I think an 8 is an okay card, but a jack, a king, an ace. I do agree that we shouldn't fear spades as much, but I'm not loving spades.
And Jack gives us the draw too there, right, Toe?
Is that Jack? Yeah, Jack's not a great card.
Oh, yeah, because you're inside, yeah. Right. So I was thinking you're 4 jacks and 4 8s.
Yeah,
are good cards for you, but really the jacks are kind of shitty.
Yeah, it is a wet board that might be more likely to.
Especially with two callers, right? I just feel like with two callers, your bet here is never getting through. So what's the plan for the turn? We need a plan for the turn. I think there's a lot of turns that just freeze us up, you know.
Yeah.
I'm thinking if I don't get them to fold, I'm pretty much out of it, or out of the hand at that point. It's like I paid the money to get the information, and if they don't fold it and they end up checking back to me, I'll check even, which I know
Yeah,
is
the problem is there's a lot of hands that call you that you're beating right now that may not necessarily hit on the turn, but if they're like me, they might bet just because you bet check. I just said, like, you want to get value from me, bet flop, check turn, and I'm going to bet with two napkins. You know, like,
right. That's a
so
good point.
I don't know if these guys are like me. I don't know these people, but you know, as you move up, I would just say that's kind of a tell. And guys like me are just going to float you purely. Like, I would float King 10 here with one spade just to see if you check turn, and then I'm betting all rivers no matter what happens. Just to give you an example of my hand.
Okay.
Right.
And in this case, puts the 9 in a real tough spot. Versus you check this, and then, you know, bullshit comes on the turn. Now I leave. Well, now it's kind of an easy call. Because we opened up the chance for bluffs and things, right?
Right.
Makes sense.
Ooh.
We do land the 8.
Good
What
call.
we looked into.
Yeah, that's the thing with the 8, though. Are you ahead here? I don't know. It's a good
What do you
card.
think?
It's a mystery.
Such a small bet, but I would hate raising here and, you know, getting repopped. I would probably just call, even though it's such a small fucking bet, 2 into 10. Yeah, I would just call, I think.
What do you think, Twirl?
I think I call here. I agree with. I'm not liking the idea of raising here.
Yeah, I'm thinking call here is adequate. We're super freaking deep, you know.
Yeah.
We're playing, our stack's the effective stack. So, we're a 7-1 stacked pot. So
Is it our stack or Seashell's stack?
our stack's effective.
Okay.
Because, no, seashell stuff, that's a good.
No, we got 129 over here, Toe.
Yeah, but 62 is the smallest stack, so that's the effective size. You can only win 62.9 blinds until he folds.
Oh, I see what you're saying, yeah.
Right now, the effective stack is 62.9. If you call and he folds, the effective stack is 83.
Okay. Cool.
So what do you think here, Toe?
I don't want none of this raising, this, none. I'm going 2 pairs, mate straights. He does have some queens that he's going to check back because we ISO'd. So he's going to check to the aggressor. Yeah, I'm calling.
You're conceding to being on the draw?
I'm conceding to letting him bluff and not value tying myself.
Yeah. So we all stay.
Awkward.
We get it done out with a check.
The good news is he doesn't have jack 10.
Yeah, Seashell
That
can.
much you know for a fact.
I think he
Right?
probably not jack 10, but he could have a weak queen, I think. He's more likely to have a queen than bum cards, I believe. He might be able to go for thin value here, but as with our kicker, second pair weak kick, I'd probably just check back.
What do you think, Twirl?
Definitely checking this.
A lot of better
Yeah,
nines
there's
out there.
Too much. There's just way too many hands that can beat me right now. I'm happy to check it, and I hope I'm not losing value on something like that. But I don't really think I am in the long run.
Yeah, I think in this multi-way pot, second pair, I think we have decent showdown check. What do you think, Toe?
Yeah, I wasn't bloating it on the turn. I'm not bloating it on the river. I want shutdown value. I'm cool.
Yeah.
I won't get greedy.
Him or outkicked.
It's good. If you bet that river, he's not folding.
Right.
You didn't value time yourself. It's good.
So we have a 3x raise and a call behind. What do you think, dude, Reno?
3x. We've got 90 bigs. Oh yeah, I'm gonna pop it. I'm gonna pop it to 12 to 13. Around 4x.
What do you think, Twirl?
I would pop it too. I was thinking around 9. 9 big blinds. So maybe I should be putting that.
I think with the extra collar behind, you can probably add on a little bit. Whether that little bit is 1 or 2 or 3, I'm not really sure.
Yeah,
what's
you know,
optimal
I think my math is just off. I think I was thinking in terms of tripling the pot or tripling the bet. So I didn't do the right math, but I think you're right. I think 12 is much better here.
Yeah, I think my default's kind of 12 plus in this spot. What do you think, 12?
12 plus is good. I would literally just click the pot button.
Yeah. So you go 12-1 here.
I think you can go as high as 15 and be fine.
Yeah. So we missed with our ace king.
That's okay.
What do you think, Deuterino?
I don't mind popping it, leading out. He's not the original 3-better, so he's going to have a weaker range. We've got a lot of queens. He's got a lot of 9s, 7s, 6s, ace 10s, king 10s, king jack. A lot of weak stuff that just folds. We've got some cards we can barrel. 10, ace, jack, heart, king. King, maybe check back king. Yeah, I don't mind. We've got.
Do we want to get value from our queen?
Maybe.
What do you think, Twirl?
Yeah, it's a half bet continuation bet for me.
Yeah,
I think you're right. I'm usually around the third pot. What do you think, Toll?
Yeah, I'm with you. Third pot sounds good.
I like the third pot stack.
Except for I do check.
Okay.
Pot thickens. I definitely think it's bet because that's the cool thing is then you get to bet this card.
Right.
Now you're in pot control mode.
What do you think, dude?
I think we have to call. If we check the flop, that card's good for us. We could still have the best hand. I think we have to call that.
Twirl?
Yeah, I'd be calling this too.
And it looks like I do. What do you think, Toll?
Yeah.
And again, like I said earlier this session, this Foxy Red, he might be the. It's just crazy. Like,
is he crazy passive? Is it but calls everything, or is he crazy?
He's a 73-11, and you can show aggression post flops. The thing.
He's 73-11, super passive.
Over 450 hands. Good God.
73-11's up there. He does not fold a lot of hands.
So you can see in his form here, he has a lot of.
What's his fold C-bet?
Fold to C-bet flop is 47, turn 33.
I mean, this is just because he's a 73-11. Like, I kind of wanted to just be like, betting this guy.
Yeah.
Or at least pre-flop betting this guy, and then post-flop, if he comes along and I have just nothing, then I'm probably not going to double barrel this guy a lot because I don't think he's ever folding. And he's coming along with like every straw, every second pair, every bottom pair. But I'm definitely going to ISO him every time he limps. And
Right.
every time we're in a flop together.
Like this is kind of shit this villain does. He bets 11 into 28A, then 50.8 and he bets 6.
Yeah, he's trying to get you to fucking fold. He's either trying to eat value or getting you to fold for the cheapest, right? I mean, this is always a 7 and a 4. Could be of various arts. I don't think you.
It's almost the summer stocks.
So weird spot. 6 into 56. Can we fold? I don't know. I hope we can fold.
I don't think we can. What do you think, dude?
For 6, I might just call to see it.
Yeah. I mean, that's cheap information. Plus, there's a chance we have the best hand. So what is it, 6 to 10%? Yeah.
What do you think, Twirl?
Yeah, I gotta call that. Sit for 6 big blinds.
And we do.
Yeah, look at that. Get out of here.
And
Get that shit out of here.
everyone like it?
Yep.
I mean, maybe if you have a guy that is going to call, or, bet with his trash, I don't know, maybe it is still better to bet there.
Yeah, he's easy to play monsters against, but he's tough to play like hands like that against. That villain is. So I think we managed that one fairly well.
Yeah.
Oh, he must have made a mistake. It was a good bet. He just didn't make the right size. He bets of any sort of muster, and what do? You snap fold, and you didn't have this conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
50 big blind pot, he'd be winning.
Right move, wrong size.
So we're open ended. What do you think, dude?
160 big blinds each. I think if I check, am I calling a bet? Probably. So if I'm going to check, call a bet, should I be betting instead? Is what I think. I don't know. I would probably lean. It's super wet. I would probably lean towards bet. I think. Big 3.5.
What do you think, Will?
I like flatting. I like just checking back and seeing what happens with the. There's a chance I can hit a straight. There's a chance that diamond comes back. I don't know how I'm going to react if he calls. I just don't like this. I just don't like this board.
Yeah, how do we feel, Toe, about a check raise turn line?
That's going to depend quite a bit on the turn.
What the turn is?
Yeah, I find it interesting, and I think this is a leak we discovered for Deuterino when we looked at his hand history last time. I think the interesting logic, and this board is super wet, so I'm going to bet, and I'm going to bet big, knowing that this board is super wet and that I'm going to get called so fucking often.
Yeah.
To get raised quite a bit, because this board is so fucking wet. So I don't want to get raised. I'm definitely check calling all day. Because getting raised on this board fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And when we hit a jack, we're going to be good an okay amount of the time, but there's plenty of times we're not going to be good when we hit a jack, right?
And all those spots feud.
Yeah, I'm going to check call for sure.
Are you check calling at a shallower stack depth of like 20 to 40 bigs as opposed to 167? Are you still
20 to 40, I'm going to be, 20. Fuck, I just don't feel like we have any fold equity on a board like this.
Right.
So I guess yes. And then if I have any less than 20, then maybe fuck it, I'm just going with the draw because I don't have any chips and I have to make the move.
I think my logic to betting here was I have all the queens.
The problem is like king jack, all the queens, 10x with a fucking backdoor, or 10x with a backdoor flush draw, 10x combo draw with a gutter, like
That makes
There's
sense,
just
yeah.
so much out there. None of that is folding.
There's a lot that's calling.
What do we do with that queen? Bet out 2/3 like Deuterino
If I had
on?
ace queen here, I bet the ever living fuck out.
Yeah.
Because there's so much that's calling you.
So much is calling me, and my hand needs protection. So it's value and protection for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If I had jack queen here, I'm checking and gritting my teeth and hoping it don't come down too nasty. And if it does, we're going pot control. And if it goes bet huge, I may even fold depending on stack size.
So if I do take Deuterino's line,
Yeah.
I think it's a very common leap for people to have.
he check raises at a rate of 3%, 8 out of 258.
Yeah, I think that's an important number, but I also think we have to ask ourselves, is this one of those flops that's going to hit that 3% often?
No.
Yes. The answer is yes.
I don't understand then. What you're saying that you would hit your straight often, or he would hit his.
No, I'm saying when you bet here and when you raise here, I think when you bet here, you're getting re-raised often like he did. I think when you check raise here, you're always getting called. Because name a hand that doesn't hit this in some way.
Oh, okay. Now I understand. I
Unless we're
misunderstood
talking
you
about
earlier.
5-6 suited, which we're ahead of right now. Right? Like,
Right.
there's no other hands that don't hit this board in some way. Everything's got at least a gut shot, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And so, like, I kind of see this raise coming because it's always coming. And now what are you going to do? Are you
I
gonna-
actually end up floating. What do you think of the float, Deuterino?
So and when you
I
float this, how often do you think you're getting bet on the turn?
Yeah, probably a lot.
Every fucking turn.
What do you think of the float, Twirl?
I would fold immediately.
Yeah, I think this is a rotten, nasty, bad play by me.
And that's the weird thing too. By betting, you put yourself in this position where folding might be best, and you have a hand with massive equity and also awesome implied odds if he does have ace queen or queen 10, set of sevens, like you can hang, right? But now you don't get that opportunity. You cost yourself the chance.
Right. That should be a fold there. Then he bets out 31 into 24. Oh. That's a pretty simple fold, I guess.
Always two pair.
Yeah, I mean that turn bet reeked of protection, right?
Mm-hmm.
So same villain. This time we have ace shit kicker on a paired board with diamonds. What do you think, Deuterino?
Yeah, we have. I think this was similar to the spot we had earlier. It was ace 9-9. I think it's a good spot to check back. We've got a weak ace. Not much worse. It's calling. Could get check raised with the diamonds and the 10 out there. Don't want that. A lot of what's calling us is probably better aces. Yeah, I like checking.
What do you think, Twirl?
Yeah, I like the check here.
So I like betting because if he does have diamonds, this is a street of value that we're definitely not getting if we bet turn river. That's kind of my logic toward betting here. What do you think, Toe?
I got distracted, I guess. Well, I guess I got a big shout out in the first one. Someone, all of a sudden, social media started blowing up. I don't know what the fuck happened. I'm checking this back for all the reasons we talked about before. Yeah, I agree with that.
With everybody but me? With the masses?
It's, again, a board where we get check raised a lot. When we get called, we don't know where we're at. We get floated a lot. We check turn and get bet at. What happens? Like,
Yeah. See, looking at this, his check raise makes a lot of sense because it's probably the same table. Probably like 8 or 9 hands apart. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
All right, ace nine off on the button, one limper. What do you think, Good Reno?
One limper. He's got 20 bigs. Got 24. That's shallow. I might just let it go. Maybe 3-bet ISO or jam ace 10 suited or better.
What do you think, Twirl?
Yeah, ace nine for me offsuit in this. I'm probably folding here until I'm trying to get more chips before I start playing with this hand.
All right, I'm thinking my logic here is I had a little headroom. At 23, you can, raise to 3.2 or whatever and still get away from it and have 20 bigs back. What do you think,
Sure.
Phil?
Yeah, I can't help myself. I don't like to have hatred in my heart. It's not hate when I say this. When I say fuck limpers, it's not hate. I enjoy limpers, but I can't help just jumping all over them. I can't help it. I'm icing.
So
This is all
go
week. Like, is this guy ever limping aces? No. Get the fuck out of here.
So we get our ace on the flop. Again, our kicker's not very good, but we got spades out. What do you think, Good Reno?
Did we raise?
Yeah, we 3-bet to 3.1, got called by the initial limper.
I think with the spade, that gives us some draw equity. Weak ace. I don't mind. Yeah, we're super shallow though. I don't mind checking back.
What do you think, Twirl?
I would continuation bet here, probably about 30%, 35% maybe of the pot.
These stack sizes are goofy. I think in general I like 2/3 pot bet here.
And then just going with it.
Yeah, no likely good. What do you think, Phil?
I think this is exactly the same spot. This is like the spot of the day. Checking it.
Yeah, I think if you were to bet, it might be better to go a little bit smaller to set up a turn size jam. But yeah, I like checking better.
Again, as a turn size jam, there's just so much. We're getting. There's better out there, a decent amount.
Yeah.
And there's all the draws which aren't doing terrible against us. I'm not saying I'm not going broke here. I just don't want to raise, get it in here. You know what I mean? Because I think when I go broke that way, that's the way I'm ahead the least amount of time.
Right. You do bet out meaty and we get worse to fold.
With this hand, that might not be too bad thing. I guess he just has complete jack more often.
All right, so we're raising into the blinds here. Get called by Dan. Checks to us. What do you think, dude?
Only one card above a 9. We've got 2 high cards, backdoor flush, backdoor straight, 20 bigs. I don't mind a bet. A little under half pot, maybe 2.25-ish.
What do you think, Twirl?
30% pot.
Yeah, I think I like a bet here. We don't mind getting knocked off this hand in the event we get check raised. This player's playing 40% of his big blinds. Pretty freaking wide. If he made it, and we'll figure it out here by a bet. What do you think, Toe?
I think when he makes it a lot on this hand, and I don't really want to give up on 2 overs and 2 backdoors. So again, I think against a big blind defending range, I think this hits him a lot, and I'm probably checking, and then if he checks twice, I'm betting all turns and likely betting rivers. But definitely checking here. I just
Okay.
think we get check raised a lot.
Okay. So in game, I do check.
Check again?
What's that?
I said, does he check again?
Nobody bets out 2.
And it's just smacks. He's got such a range advantage.
We don't have any. We have a pair draw. He did bet, he bet 2 into 4A, so I think we need to just fold. What do you think, dude, Reno?
Yeah. I guess I'm betting too much on the flop, but yeah. 2. I mean, it smacks his range, but we pretty much give him free reign to bet turn when we check flop. I'm probably calling 1 and seeing what he does turn, folding to another bet, but probably there's not many good turns for us. Just an ace or a queen. Plays probably to fold, I guess.
What do you think, Twirl?
Even with an ace or a queen, we might not be good.
Yeah, I'm folding in this situation. If I had an ace or a queen, I would be calling, but I agree that we don't really look all that good here.
Yeah, it sucks. I think I'm folding. Like this just straight playing ranges. This smacks his range way more than it smacks ours.
Yep.
And again, I feel like when we call that bet, we're getting bet on the river just heaps. We're not improving, and we're out there with ace high. So yeah.
So we bet the button, we get called by the big blind, who checks. What do you think, dude, Reno?
I think that is a really good card for our range. Really good board for our range. Get good backdoor equity. I'd probably bet a little under half pot.
What do you think, Twirl?
Yeah, same. I was thinking that because that flop is in my range, I'd be betting half pot, a little under.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Bet out 2 bigs here. That board's a desert. He shouldn't have a whole lot of check raise combinations, right? For this board. So yeah, I like a continuation bet. What do you think, Toe?
Again, like this one, I'm probably checking, but I might be checking too much on this one. I do agree that this is better for a range. Just think again, like a board that is hard to get through. Name a hand that doesn't hit this in some sort of way. I don't really want to get raised. I think we get a lot of equity hand cards on the turn. A spade, a 7, a 9, an ace. I kind of really want to see the turn and go from there. So yeah,
I mean, like
I'm probably checking.
8-7 up all hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Any 2 cards you have above 8-7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I also think this guy's a 25-4. He shouldn't be. I guess against a 25-4, I could lean toward.
181 hands.
Yeah, I could lean toward betting because he's just going to continue with something and just not if he's not get too sticky. But I just think again with this board, like I just think it's a lot. 7-8, 7-9, Queen Jack, Jack 10, Ace 10, all the King X hands. I can't think of very much it doesn't hit in some sort of way.
But I feel like we're almost never getting check raised on this board. So shouldn't we take advantage of that fact and
Okay, I'll give you that you're not getting check raised that much, but how often are you getting floated? mean,
It should be quite a lot. I mean,
so are you getting floated a lot? Are you double barreling a lot to try and get a 10 to fold? Because you kind of should be in that scenario, right?
I would think
It's the only way you're going to win the hand.
And we got good turns too.
Yeah, I'm you know, when we don't get good turns. Plan for both, right? I mean, obviously betting all spades. And then an ace probably, God, even an ace, like, brings in a lot of two pairs and brings in all the straights, and I have showdown value. I don't know if we should be betting an ace.
Yeah, but
that's interesting.
You know?
I think a lot of ace. Well, he's only 5%. 3-bet. A lot of ace tens will 3-bet from that spot, won't they?
Should.
Most of the 3-bets are out of the big blind.
So again, just super awkward, and I think we get floated a lot, and it just gets even more awkward. I want to try and realize the equity once again. I'm checking.
But I do end up c-betting small and
Big now?
winning it on the flop.
Cool.
Ooh, we're facing a raise from Beavers. So I know I 3-bet there. What do you think you'd do here, Duderino?
40 bigs deep. Yeah, I think it's a great hand to 3-bet fold for sure. Fold to 3-bet. I don't see it.
Fold to 3-bet's 31%.
I think it's a little low, but
We've seen the villain like 5 times already.
I like 3-bet folding more than flatting. More than folding, I think.
What do you think, bro?
I guess I like the 3-bet. I normally would have folded or flatted this. It kind of depends on where I'm at in the game. I'm trying to. We're pretty evenly stacked except for X-Rom though. I think I like what you guys are talking about with the 3-betting, but that's a little bit. I think that's a little over. I don't know that I'm playing that well where I'm really able to play post flop afterwards.
Yeah, it's all that bullshit that people talk about balance, Twirl. This is kind of what it actually means is, like, we have to have some kind of shittier hands like this that we 3-bet with, that we don't mind not seeing flops with, in the event that our original raiser does kind of get giddy on us. Does that make sense to you?
Okay.
Yeah, because
Sure.
if you're only 3-betting the top of your hands, then guys like me, guys like Wisco, guys like you are going to know raise you always and then just fold anytime you 3-bet. Raise you again and just fold when you 3-bet. Makes it really easy to play against, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
No, thanks. I appreciate it.
This is a standard toe 3-bet spot.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, definitely too small. Way
Oh.
too small.
I would bet my left, not that that was a misclick. So we get the gutter. Smacks our range, but we have 2 players with us. A goofy misclick pot. What do you think, Duderino?
So weird. I will tell you this: the times that I have misclick min 3-bet when I don't realize that there has been an open, and I think I'm the original opener. I've done that several times, and every time I see bet small and take it down. Like, it just, I guess, exudes strength to min 3-bet. And I don't know if it's a super small sample size, of course, and I don't know if I just have lucked out or if, that's the play. But I would probably see bet small when we've got good, backdoor. We've got a gut shot. Our range is super strong, I think, with the min click back like that. Gets their pocket pairs out. If I have, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, probably gonna fold those. I think it's better than checking back and looking to call or fold a turn. We might as well try to take it down now.
What do you think, Twirl?
I like the C bet, and the reason I'm thinking that is because Alacrity, or whoever the big blind dude was, he just flatted, so I'm not really worried too much about him having an ace. I like the C bet and see what happens. Is that considered?
I feel like.
Oh, go ahead.
I feel like OSU Beavers does have a lot of ace X in his range that we can't get him off of. And I do feel like that 10 is a very powerful card, and we really don't want to get check raised here and miss our chance to, hit our 4-outer. What do you think, Toe?
I think against one player, I'd be c-betting this for sure. Against two, I'm a little worried. You 3-bet this to what size?
3.3, I think.
Okay, so he went up to 2, we went up to 3.3.
God. It's a weird one. It's weird because you got here in a weird way.
Yeah.
Just because of the way you got here, I can half see what Deuterino was talking about in c-betting. I think I might, because we really only went to 3x, and so the big blind didn't have to call that many. Plus, there's dead money in there, so he's going to be wider. Like, I guess I could see the c-bet on this one, given the weird way that we got here. If this was a raise and a normal 3-bet and a flat, I would be checking.
Yeah. But against one player, we'd try to push this one through.
Right. Because you can get all the 8s, 9s, 7s, 6s to fold. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we can put our big blind on such a shit range, though.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, his shit range still has weak aces that are going to just...
Yeah, this is true.
And then all the paired combo stuff.
We do check the flop. So it's 11.1 in the pot. We get 5-1 bet at us. And I'm guessing I fold here. What do you think, Deuterino?
5, 21, 22, 6, 5, 22, 4. We might be getting odds on drawing to a 10. 5, let me see. 5.5 divided by 22.
We are getting odds to call then.
Yeah, we only need 25% equity. Well, 25, what is it? 4 outs twice. I don't know.
8%.
Yeah, maybe we're not getting odds. Well, I mean, implied, if he has,
But do you know what the danger is with the implied odds?
they're very rarely realized, I think.
It implies that you know that this guy's going to call.
Yeah.
You don't know who he's going to call, right?
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's true. I probably just let
or
it go.
one of the two, right?
I think at our stack depth, preserving those 5 blinds is probably more important and more, I don't know, plus EV, I guess to say, than drawing to a 10 and hoping to stack him.
Well, this player is full to c-bet turn drop substantially from flop. Even though we didn't c-bet here, can't we use that stat to think that if he's in a pot this late and he's betting, he probably has something? Or is that not logical?
Yeah, it looks like a delayed c-bet ace for sure. That's what it looks like. I hate to run, but I'm going to get off here and get some food and hopefully go deep in some tournaments tonight.
Yeah, I gotta get off the top of the hour here.
Yeah.
I'm going to stack him 25K.
On Iggy?
No, the ACR.
Oh, the Monday 22?
Monday, yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
We've been going for an hour and a half. You guys just want to cut it now?
Sitting on 100 bigs.
Oh, yeah. Alright. Well, good luck tonight, fellas. We'll see you next Monday.
Hey, take care, Deuterino.
Alright, you guys too. Anytime, man. Thanks for the study session.
Did you guys just want to cut it now? I got to make a phone call anyways and stuff. So.
Yeah, it's all good.